Hello, everyone. Welcome to another hobby hangout. This is definitely the most rushed, least preferred we have ever been. I mean, check this out. This is my wet palette. It's not even ready for painting. The reason for this is we have just put together a very quick video. Actually, both of us have done videos, haven't we, Phil?
Yes.
Let's start with who's
been a
here.
busy night.
It's Phil, myself,
Hello.
and Michelangelo is with us as well.
Hello.
So there's the three of us on the show tonight, and we've been rushing around. Phil went and picked up some not picked up. You actually got some stuff, didn't you? We got the Solar Knights, Star Knights Solar Crusade models from WordForge Games.
Yes.
So we've done a quick spinny video on that. They have that's going up after this hobby hangout. It's going to be made public immediately, so you can have a look at the models, look at the artwork that we've been sent as well, and that's pretty exciting. And then what have you been doing at the same time, Phil?
I've been working on an unboxing video, which is going up tonight as well, for the Carhadron Overlords.
Caradron.
And Carhadron. I like that better.
I don't.
Amazing. Yes, lots to say, lots in the unboxing video, but they're just beautiful. And Sam, you're going to love the cards. It's all about cards for you, I know it is. And the cards are amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But the models are fantastic. And the artwork is just phenomenal. Phenomenal artwork.
And Rachel's joined us in the chat. We've got Rob Norton, Corolda6, Wargaming Wizard, and Rachel so far. A few other people watching. If you want to join in the chat, feel free. Just jump in there and say something. What are we doing then? So I'm so disorganized. Like that video, down to the last few minutes, I was like, we're not going to be live. We're not going to be live. We're not going to be live. And then like 2 minutes to spare, it had finished processing on YouTube, so it was able to go up. However, check this out. This is the Minotaur from the Star Knights range, which is coming out. And this will be available at Salute tomorrow. Some of them will be available. I think they're in very short supply, but this thing is an absolute beast. I've only pre-shaded it so far. I've sprayed it with a black and then a quick white while it was drying, and I'm going to start working on this on the video today. Don't know how much I'm going to get done because I'm too busy talking as usual, but it's an impressive model.
They're all impressive. I've got the Crusaders in front of me, which is a lion Neo-Sapien race, and the model range is just amazing. They're just beautiful. The armor's incredible. The posing's brilliant. The detail on them's great.
Well, initially I didn't know. I mean, you told me about this. In the back of this turret sort of armor compartment on this Minotaur, there is a little raccoon. So inside here, the brains behind controlling this machine is in there, and it's a little raccoon. And I've just got Guardians of the Galaxy. What was his name?
No, what's his name?
Mike.
I want to say.
Yeah, sorry.
What was the raccoon's name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Somebody say it in the chat.
Oh, hang on, hang on. Rocket?
Rocket.
Raccoon?
Rocket
yes.
and rolling. Rocket equivalent is in the back of here controlling this absolute beast. So we've got
huge as well, isn't it?
What?
Shall I say a little bit? We've got a couple of questions coming in, like how do I get it and those kind of things. Shall I say a little bit about what we've been told of the background?
Yeah.
I know that you're releasing a video later, but I could just say a couple of minutes.
Well, I haven't done any of the background, so I said we were going to leave that for another video.
Okay.
But we can do a sneak preview now, another sneak preview, just talking about the basics behind the background. I just want to quickly say, whoa, one sec. Wargaming Wizard say hi, Mike, hi, Phil, hi, Sam. He's covered all bases. Corvus Miniatures, good evening, welcome, Corvus. Krilda, how do I get it? Shall we go through that first before we go on to the background?
Yes, we could do, yes. It's from WordForge Games. They are launching it at Salute tomorrow. I think some of the models are going to be available down at Salute tomorrow as well. I can certainly find out for you, and then we'll post up on the Facebook page. But I'm pretty certain they're taking a bunch of models down there. We were given these things literally straight out the mold. So, the resin was still warm. It was fantastic. And we had to be super careful in getting them back in one piece as well. So, they've been working right to the last minute. Is that me?
Yeah.
I think it's me. Okay, then they were working right to the last minute to get these out, but they're down at Salute, and then they will be launching them, for online for sale as well. And I'm not 100% certain whether there's a Kickstarter or not. the news we've had on these is literally so sort of last minute. I bumped into Mark and we got chatting, and they said, "Oh, I'll take some of these along and show them on your channel." And he gave me a little bit of history and background and direction. And of course, they're wanting to save some of the funder for Salute, which is understandable, isn't it? So they've given me a bit of information about them, but not everything about them. And and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more online over the next couple of days. And if we're down at Salute tomorrow, and I've said we will pop over to Wordforge Games and we'll shoot a bit more of a maybe if we can grab Mark, because I know he's going to be super busy on that stall, but if we can grab him, we will have a chat with him about the game and maybe interview him and get the background from him as well and post that up on the channel.
Oh, we've got more people before you go on. And on,
sure.
and on, and on, and on. And on. Everyone's saying Rocket. Jim Wilson, welcome. Underdog Painting, help peeps. We've got loads of people turning up. Hey, everyone. Hey, guys, how are we all doing tonight? We are painting Minotaurs. Mike, what are you doing at the minute?
I'm currently working on my Sigmar Showdown piece.
Nice. The ones where you ripped the arms off my model and then stuck it to the new model. That one.
Yeah, well, that one. But I didn't think you were going to bring it up again. But,
no. I'll let it rest.
Yeah, I am. So I'm just currently working on some green stuff on the model. So it might be a little while before I get around to painting it, but I'm actually making progress on it, so I'm happy.
Brilliant. Are we going to see some pictures soon?
Yes. I think I'm looking at getting all the green stuff done first on it, and then I will put some pictures up on the community page.
Okay, that's good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Phil, what are you doing at the minute, actually? Are you doing any hobby?
I'm eating a little bit of garlic bread.
Okay, I'll let you get back to talking.
No, I'm good. Am I doing a hobby? No. Yes, we've been working on the board. I've been posting stuff up on the Facebook group, and of course we've done a couple of those rough cut videos. So no more of that tonight because it's all going to be about preparing for Salute. There's a lot of equipment to pack up and those kind of things. And I need to do a quick edit of the unboxing because we want to get that up tonight as well. So all of you wonderful people out there that watch our channel can have a quick view of just me getting extremely excited about my ironclad beard.
Yeah. We've got more people. Al Woods, Modelling Mayhem, Basic Miniature Painting. Hello to both of you. Elster Nation. Hey, Elster Nation. Dale Barrett, been waiting all day for this, but stuck out in the lorry. Unhappy face. I'm unhappy for you as well, Dale. Sean Blake, cool. First time seeing this live. Welcome, Sean. Thank you for joining us. Jim, I'm good. Thanks, Rachel. Talking about the Lizardman and Iron Jaw battle report, where you give Sam a lot of grief for not knowing the rules. It's not grief. I should know the rules. And I don't. What else have we got? Rob Norton, he's a bit salty about those arms. I definitely am.
We've got Kilder asking, is obviously in the US, so what is Salute? Salute is a gaming convention over here, and it's sort of huge, and it's all the independents as well, isn't it? So Games Workshop are there, I believe. They show up with a Forge World store, so they are there, but it's certainly dominated by the independents and the other big companies as well. So,
and we've never been. That's the thing as well. We don't know what to expect.
Oh, so excited.
Yeah, I mean, Krilda, you're saying you're sad and you can't make it. There's a lot of events in America as well, which we are definitely wanting to come to. So
we'll have to go to Adapticon and stuff like that, definitely.
Things like that. But we've never been to Salute, so it's going to be exciting because there's people who have been every single year. They know what to expect, and we don't have a clue. We're just going to turn up and see what happens, really.
We got a bunch of other stuff. Hola, hobby people. Hey, Kablams, how you doing, man? And Rachel, the bloopers video was funny.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't checked out the bloopers video when you finish watching this, and we've got so much content coming out, actually, we need to maybe slow it down a little bit because we've just got too much content. We had the bloopers last night. We've got the Star Knights thing after this show, and we've got your unboxing. So there's a lot of stuff to watch. Maybe back it up.
So I was going to say, I'm glad the bloopers have gone out, Sam. I am, because it shows that creative tension that's between us all now that we edit away when we're on camera.
Oh, he's brilliant. I love it. I love filming stuff 30 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it when you tell me off for making the slightest noise.
Yeah,
like 20
breathing
away as well.
Breathing heavily again.
Oh, you know I've got asthma.
Yeah,
I can't help that heavy.
But those microphones, just put the microphone on like the top of your trousers or something. It will still pick up your voice. You've got such a booming voice. It's not like you're going to miss it, is it?
Okay, I'll move the microphone further away. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Oh, I can be more Phil and just start breathing more heavily every time I do a video. Right, we've got more. Sean Blake, your Sigmar, where is it? Oh, it's just gone. Your Sigmar bat reps are pretty good. Keep them coming. We've only done 3, so we've got loads to learn. I'm definitely going to sort out the music because I've had a few people saying the whistly music is annoying, and it is annoying now. I've watched it back, so I'll change that for next time. We'll have some more neutral, less irritating stuff, or it'll be really quiet. Henry Armstrong has joined us. Hello, Henry. Welcome.
Hey, Henry.
Welcome to another live one. Rob Norton, come to Nova.
Oh yes, yeah.
Wish there was more wargaming events in Canada. Yes, or you just relocate to England.
I wish there was more me in Canada as well.
Yeah. We'll go to Canada.
We'll go to Canada.
We'll come to Canada and we'll make an event,
Definitely.
even if it's rubbish. What else have we got? Are you going to post a video when you're at Salute? Hope. Yes, indeed, Crowder. We're gonna take a lot of stuff with us. We've got cameras, we've got phones, we've got batteries. I've charged up like 4 power banks. Phil's charged about 18 rechargeable batteries, so we shouldn't run out of battery. I think we're all batteried up. If anybody else runs out, we'll bring our power bank.
Yeah, just come and say hi. We'll have power with us. And if you're going to be obviously at Salute, come and say hi, take a picture.
I've also got sandwiches. I've made far too many sandwiches. So if anybody's hungry tomorrow and they do see us and you're really hungry, just pop over, and if I haven't eaten them all, you can have a cheese and tomato sandwich. So there you go. That's an incentive to come and say hello. Anyway, have we talked about background on these things?
No. Should we cover? There's so many comments coming in, actually. There's a lot of people saying they love the blooper video. Thanks, Basic Mini. Wargaming Wizard saying loving the board. Thanks, Mr. Wizard. Love your name. You know I do. I've sent you a lot of love over the internet. Rachel's got KFC.
Me and Wargaming Wizard, Jason, have had a chat over the last few days, and he's an awesome guy. I checked out his channel as well. He's doing quite a lot for. He's got his daughter's brownies group, trying to get more girls into the hobby. So he's been doing almost like a hobby crusade. He's got some sort of what am I going to say? You know, like a night when they have not
a quest.
Pledges. A quest is that's it. Jason's quest, and it's nice as well. I know Mythos has sent some models across to him with a few other guys to help them out. So
maybe we can sort something out as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Rachel's eating KFC tonight, Mr. Wizard. She's already mentioned that. A couple of posts above.
Maybe we just talk about. Let's just read comments and reply to them, because that's more important.
Alwood says the content you produce is wonderful, but worried you will burn out as you lot are really rolling stuff out. It is busy, definitely. We've just been talking. Mike's going to Cool Mike, who's on the call tonight, is going to help start doing some editing as well to help out. I mean, really, that's what the premium side of it's all about. You know, we want to be able to expand our capacity and go forward with that. The premium side of it is what's going to help us keep going, really. But right now we're engaged, we're excited, we're hobby enthusiasts, and we're throwing ourselves at it. And Sam more than anyone as well, because he's the one that's full-time on this.
Yeah, it's constant, isn't it? It's 20 hours a day some days, and it doesn't stop, and it's really exciting. It's awesome. It's much better than a normal job. You know, done normal jobs before, but this is brilliant. It's just engaging with people, talking about the hobby, doing the hobby. And you know what? I've done less painting since I've been doing this, even though we've got all the painting tutorials. Because a lot of people have said that, you know, they want to see more painting tutorials. They're all on the premium side of the website. There's 11, 12, 13 full premium videos up there, and one every week scheduled.
Yeah, there's a detailed premium video that goes up every week, isn't there? So
yeah.
In fact, I think one's gone live tonight, actually, because they go up on schedule, don't they? So I think one's gone up tonight as well. I have to pop along to the website and see what's live. Yeah,
there is one going up tonight. But in terms of burning out, hobby is my life at the moment, as well as Rachel. So I don't have a kid. We've got a dog, we've got a husky, and Rachel. So it's really just myself and Rachel and the dog that I need to worry about. And other than that, it's hobby.
Whereas I've got a dog, a kid, and Sam.
Yes. Your second kid, your second child.
Yes, how to paint word bearers, Traitor Legion series is up on the website tonight. So that's gone live tonight, along with the extended version of bloopers as well, which was hilarious. Sarah, my wife, I've shown her the bloopers video, and I think it's the first time she's enjoyed one of our videos. She's not not a hobbyist. She appreciates what we're doing, but the same way that you appreciate, say, a building. Yes, that's lovely architecture, but if you don't live there, it's not so exciting, is it?
Well, even if you live there, I imagine it gets quite boring after a while. Rachel said Sam gets rounded by not sleeping. This is true. Rachel goes to sleep at 10 o'clock at night or something, 11 o'clock at night. I'll join her at 4 o'clock in the morning. She crawls out of bed in the morning. I'll say goodbye, and that's it. We've got loads of comments. Samuel Samurai in the post. Right. That was Jason sent me some samurai models because he knows how much I love samurai and katana blades and things. So I think there's going to be some models from Bushido Miniatures on the way.
Okay. Auric Lovegod is asking what model is this, so maybe I should come back in and talk a little bit about
the hobby is
the
your
models
kid.
we've got.
Yes, Krill, the hobby is my kid. This channel is my child. Yeah. Talk about this,
right.
Phil.
Talk about this.
Talk about the Minotaurs.
Okay. Come on, Sam. So what's the range called and what's the game called, Sam?
Star Knights Solar Crusade from Wordforge Games. It's going to be available at Salute tomorrow. We're going to have a video after this goes up just showing you some more concept art and some spinny videos of the resin pieces. And this big, ugly, but beautiful brute of a Minotaur is from that range. So what's the background that we know so far? Because we haven't got loads, but it's got a nice brief.
So what I know so far is human race was struck by some kind of plague in the future, and the only way we could combat that plague was to introduce avian sort of bird DNA into our systems to enable us to combat this plague. That tactic was successful, and it opened the floodgates of genetically modifying ourselves with animal DNA to make us superior in different ways. So you would, for instance, introduce DNA from a lion to make us strong and powerful and, great combatants, so soldiers and warriors. You would introduce Minotaur DNA to make you, huge and bulky and powerful. You'd introduce raccoon DNA, so you'd be really cool and funky. That race. So obviously, what happened is our Homo sapien sort of species expanded into what the background is calling, what the guys at Wordforge Game are calling Neo Sapiens. So it diverged and it split and obviously developed into more or less separate races. Fast forward a whole few millennia, and I don't have all the details, so I'm just passing over as much as I know, and I'm sure the guys at Wordforge Games are going to produce a whole much, tell us a whole lot more. But fast forward a few millennia, and these Neo Sapien races are out in the galaxy, with their own empires and fleets and ships and own issues.
They have the technology.
Earth has long since been taken over by, I think, an alien race. I don't think they're a Neo-Sapien race, but they are orc-like. So anybody familiar with orcs or aurochs or those kind of things, essentially they've taken over Earth. Original Homo sapiens no longer exist. They're a long, distant memory of these Neo-Sapiens. The orcs are different. From what I understand, as in it kind of reverses the general approach with this. So it's the small orcs that are intelligent. They're the scheming sort of overlords of the brutish, more powerful, dumber orcs, basically. So the bigger they get, the more stupid they get, and the small ones are in charge, basically. So I really like that idea of all these little guys hanging around with like their big brutes going, hey, come on, do this. So they've taken over Earth, and these Neo-Sapien races have decided to essentially go back on a solar crusade. They are going to take the Sol system back from this orc race. The starter set, or at least the stuff we've been provided with, starts with the Crusaders. So these are, power armored lions, basically, a combination of human DNA and lion DNA. And I've got 3 of the models in front of me. We've got a video going up later, haven't we, Sam?
Yes.
We've also got artwork for some of the others. So they're obviously led by a male with, a male lion. And the other ones have got full face sort of power armor type stuff and great big claws and all the rest. It just looks so cool. and there's a female in the first group as well. There's a female lion, and there's a heavy weapons team. And again, the guys at Wordforge, they were really kind. They offered to loan us the first sort of 3D printed masters so we could actually show them tonight. And they said, just bring them back down to Salute tomorrow. And I was like, no, because you know what it'd be like. We get to London tomorrow and go, oh yeah, we didn't bring the models. So I just didn't want the pressure of having to remember those models and take them down with us. But they look amazing. They're the Crusaders. So just think of a half human, half lion sort of species that are very sort of warrior-like and uber cool, sort of wrist-mounted weaponry and those kind of things. They just look amazing.
But the artwork's quite nice as well. The concept art, one of the pictures, the first picture that I'm showing on the video left after this, it's like white, weathered, battered armor with red accents all over it. So red, like crosses and things like that. So it is very much like the
George Cross.
George Cross put on some space armor, and it looks brilliant. So that's going to be fun. I think you're gonna paint those up because you're brilliant at painting whites. And we'll have a little bit of a lesson teaching you weathering as well, so you can do some battered armor as well.
Absolutely,
which will be brilliant.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. You've got the Minotaur in front of you, and you're already working away, aren't you, Sam? You're doing more hobby than me right now.
I'm quite slow. I'm just reading rather than painting. I'm just going to go back as well a bit because John Booth has joined us. There's quite a few more people joined as well, but he says, "Can you do a video on a wet palette, please?" And I'm definitely going to do one because this is a GW basing. You know the basing kits they get where you have like slate or sand or snow or anything like that. It's as simple as putting some kitchen roll, a bit of parchment paper or greaseproof paper, and that's it. It's brilliant. And this is wet. This is moist on the top, but it doesn't have water flowing over. So I'm pushing to the bottom of this base at the moment, and the water isn't flowing over, which is what you get when you use foam. You know, like a lot of people normally just get scourers and they use the foam part of it and make a wet palette out of it. If you do that and you press too hard on any of this, the water overflows over the top onto the wet palette. So this is something I've just made up that I find works really well for me. It keeps the paint wet, but it doesn't get annoying. So I'm definitely going to do a video on that. What else have we got? Auric Lovegod's joined. Hello, Auric Lovegod. Mr. Cragham's joined. What else have we got? There's too much to read.
I think Auric Lovegod's saying actually kids, when they get to a certain stage, there are things you can introduce them to, as well as painting, etc. But do not get disappointed if they don't pick up all aspects of the hobby. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, what got me back into the hobby after a lengthy break was actually my son. So it was almost the reverse. I was walking past GW in Leamington with Jack, and he was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, let's go in and have a look." And fast forward about 4 years, whole room full of stuff, and a website and a YouTube channel. Exciting.
And another kid.
But yeah. In as in you, Sam.
Yeah. What else have we got? Is it based off D6, D10, D20 or cards? Is it a hex move or a tabletop? We know nothing, Crowder. Absolutely nothing. Other than this model looks awesome, the background sounds brilliant, and we're going to see more tomorrow. So I think one of the first places we're going to go to tomorrow at Salute is the Wordforge game stand and go over to Mark and say, please, can you explain more on what's going on so we can come back and explain it to everyone.
I think if you're going to liken it to anything, for those old folks out there, Space Crusade, think of it like that. So, think of it in terms of a box set. You've got small units, moving through hulks of ships and those kind of things, I think, at this stage. But again, I'm only going by what I've been told. So certainly if you're familiar with Space Crusade, then you've probably got an idea of what to expect in this first release.
I'm interested to see what other armies or factions they put into it, because so far it's the lion-looking things, the Crusaders, you've got the Minotaurs, there's the Orc alien brute race thing. But it'll be interesting what they can do with the rest of it. The concept art, there's going to be some pictures of the spaceships that they've got, and there's one ship in particular that I really like. So are they going to do a game with that? Are they going to do like a Battlefleet Gothic style game where you can like do the spaceship battles and then go down to the ground and fight out that as well? I don't know. That's the thing.
But the artwork for the spaceships are incredible.
Yeah,
unique, exciting. And like I say, it is different. It's, you just look at it and go, wow, that's fresh and really cool.
Wargaming Wizard, I use a wet palette all the time. Great tool, it is brilliant. Yeah, I use it all the time now. Al Woods, Modelling Mayhem, same happened with me. My son got interested and I returned to the hobby after a 20-year break. So it is interesting that having a kid does allow you to get back into the hobby. Or gives you that little boost. Because there is a lot, I mean, that's the other thing. Me and Rachel were talking about this yesterday. That, you know, some people, I don't know, she's always said, like, being a war gamer is quite nerdy, which it is. We all know it's quite nerdy, but a lot of people just say it's for kids and that's it. But working in a shop myself, being addicted to wargaming myself as well, I find that the majority of wargamers are actually 20 plus or 18 plus. There is a bunch of kids that play this game and do the hobby, but the overwhelming amount of people playing it is generally 20 or older.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. Who actually does the hobby? I think there's probably polls all over the place, like what age groups actually do this stuff, what age groups play everything. I saw a video yesterday, actually, I think it was Green Stuff Games, talking about historical and whether you're old enough to play historical, which was quite an interesting one, because my uncle plays historical games, like ancient stuff, and he's always said for me to grow up and play a proper game, and I've been like, well, sci-fi is proper, leave it alone. I love it. And I've always mocked historical stuff, mainly because he mocked sci-fi, so that was like back and forth. But now I'm looking at historical stuff thinking, I might do that one. I'm very tempted to try historical, but now I'm wondering, is it just because I've got older and I've decided, or is it because I've done so many different sci-fi ranges that now I'm looking into an alternative for me to get into?
We've got a couple of comments as well. Sounds like Relic Knights. Love that game. Never really tried that, so I'll look that up. Kablams. I'm just really hoping to get my son into it, and really hopeful my daughter, who is on the way. Congratulations, Mr. Kablams. That's great news. Manchester GW is older audience. Don't see many youngsters gaming there as much now. Yeah, I suppose there's some, it splits geographic, doesn't it, as well, with some of the demographics shifting. I mean, certainly if we look at the YouTube channel, I mean, we do get a breakdown of age and stuff in the analytics. I think I'd like to do more of that kind of, as the channel grows, do more engagement in terms of finding, people's preferences out and those kind of things. I love the idea of, developing that and getting feedback from the community on what the kind of games they're looking for, what they're into, and those kind of things. And and you never know, maybe we can get a whole bunch of information together and sort of feed that out to the suppliers as well, the manufacturers. That'd be cool.
Definitely. Corvus has put, I think there's a certain cost that comes with the hobby, which is the main reason you see 20 plus year olds more than kids. And you say that, but the people who bought huge amounts of stuff when I was running a shop was the kids. It was ridiculous. They'd buy, there were certain people who would just drop 300 or 400 quid in an army every other week, weren't they, Mike?
Yeah.
And
it was definitely like Christmases, especially.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And I thought, like, when I was a kid, jeez.
Yeah, well, there was times where there was just stacks upon stacks for one child, wasn't there? So
yeah, so I definitely didn't have the amount of money that kids have got these days. I still don't. I think kids have probably spent more on the hobby now than I do, which is saying a lot. But it does vary, obviously. Having a job and things like that, you can obviously buy more than you can when you're a kid, unless you've been gifted by granny and people like that, pocket money. So, interesting.
So I think that's probably as much as we've got. We are putting a video up afterwards, aren't we, on these guys with the artwork and stuff, so check that out. I do need to edit this unboxing, Sam. And obviously, as we know, editing a video and being on the chat doesn't mix, because everybody get to hear the audio over and over and over again. So if it's all right with you, I might duck out and get on with editing that. So I'll keep an eye on the chat, though, and try, join in as people are sort of sending messages, but I'll pop out for now.
Yeah, priority, get that editing done and get it up ready for this evening. And then
yes, boss.
Get an early night for Salute, because I think we're getting up at 4 a.m, aren't we, to get ready to
we
go
are
down.
Yes, and I've still got to pack bags and everything yet. Rocking and rolling.
Rest assured,
down to the beach
the sandwiches are made. The chocolate bars are in the bag. We've got water. We've got crisps. We're all good.
We're all good. So all we need to do is pay attention.
Pay attention, Phil. All right.
Pay attention.
Good luck unboxing, and we'll speak to you in a bit.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
All right, there goes the Master Fluff Meister. Craig's put, we got by on 1 pack of Fantasy when we started. You had Skaven and I had Lizardman. I never had Skaven. That's a lie, Craig. I can't remember what I started. Bretonians, I think I started with. One of my brother's friends brought some Bretonian round, and we didn't know the rules, so I made them up. And my brother decided that football was better, so just went outside with his mate, and then I was addicted to miniatures after that point, I think. Obviously, I was doing things like Necromunda. I'm trying to think what the first miniature was that I bought, and I think it might have been the Necromunda box set at a car boot. I think I got a box of paints and a bunch of second-hand models, and that was my first models that I got. I think. What was yours?
I'm trying to remember what the very first thing that I ever had. I think I might have been into the shop and bought an attack bike, a Space Marine attack bike or something like that. I think that was one of the first things I ever got. I do remember getting, I think it was for Christmas or something, I did get a Necromunda set, but I didn't have the patience for it at that time, just with being that age, and I was like, I tried paint, I was like, well, that's not what it's like in the box, so yeah, I'm done, I'm out. But then came back to it when I was older. I was like, I think I've got the patience and the time to do it now. And then so picked it back up, and well, I've been doing it since then. So
that's interesting. I wonder if Rachel's going to join the chat actually, since it's just voice. She's sitting there watching. She may as well just join. I might see if she wants to come on. I'll text her. Where's my phone? Rachel, my first model was a stapler that I proxied for a Phoenix. I think that's Rachel. That's brilliant. You've played a game against Rachel with a proxy, haven't you, Mike?
I'm not sure. I might have done. I played against someone before. Where this might be even worse. Where it was pretty much their entire army was using foam from the cases. So you'd have tanks where it's a block of foam and then one strip of foam on top for the turret. So I think that's worse than what Rachel's done. No, tell a lie. I think the worst thing I've ever had is where it's just the base of the model with a label on it.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty horrendous. Oh, I'm so tired. Right, I'm debating on whether to go off earlier tonight or to still do the hour up until 9 o'clock. I'm just thinking, we've got to get up at 4 in the morning. I've still got some other stuff to do before I go to sleep. I'm just debating on whether I stop this earlier or we just carry on till 9 o'clock. Has anybody got any questions they want to ask, actually? Any questions or topics that they want to talk about? Because we can go through some of that and that will speed it up. Because to be honest, I came on expecting just to talk about these things. And Phil was potentially going to be with us a bit longer as well, so he could be talking about background for like an hour straight. But we didn't get that much about it. Krilda, my daughter, who's 12, has spent around 900 on Warhammer. Wow. Like, what Warhammer is that? Was that all of it? Or was that one army? Because that's the other thing, like, when you first start the hobby, do you decide to pick at different things? Because I haven't. I've always gone with an army. Like, buy the whole army, rather than picking a troop from each army choice.
Well, if you think back to when we were at the shop, there was a lot of the time when the kids were coming, they would look at everything. They'd just want to buy it. It was never really go with one army. It was, I want that thing, that thing, that thing. Which never really changes as you get older in the hobby, does it, to be honest? Because we're still exactly the same.
Yeah, yes and no. Like, in a way, like I look at an army and or a model, and if I like the model, I'll only buy it if I can do an army around it. And I don't know whether that's just because of wargaming in general now. I know that I have to commit to an army to then buy a model. I'm not sure.
Well, things definitely change to some extent when you're getting older, because you know what you're doing. You tend to build things around an army then.
Yeah.
And honestly, although I just said about that you just want to buy everything, and that is true, but you're more careful with everything, as much as you'd like to have everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But it's
Hi,
like the other
guys.
thing, like with hello.
Hey, Rach.
The other thing that you do is obviously a lot of the time with your armors is based around what you can fit in a case, which just adds another stipulation, which makes it more difficult for what you're choosing for armors. Then
It's not difficult. It actually makes it easier, because if you've got a slot for a Space Marine and you've got a choice between a Space Marine or a tank, I can't get the tank, so I buy the Space Marine. So buying the stuff becomes a lot simpler. As much as I liked the new Death Watch Flyer, it wasn't going to fit in the case, so I never bought one. So it makes buying stuff easier. You know, if you limit yourself to a certain space and you know what you need and what you've got spare, it takes the decision out of it. Right, we've got a few more people. Mark's joined us from WordForge Games. There we go. Hello, Mark. We've got the video going up afterwards. It's going to be a 5-minute showcase with artwork, spinny videos, and really cool looking models. So thank you for sorting these out. Kablamza said, any live phone streams tomorrow? I think I fancy virtually stalking you guys. Definitely.
That's amazing.
I imagine. We're taking a bunch of iPhones. We've got the power banks. We've got everything. So we're not going to run out of battery. We'll probably do some Facebook live videos of Salute. So if you're not already on the Facebook page, just like that, and it should pop up on there. If that doesn't work, we've got our Facebook community group. So if you're on there, you'll see the live feed on there as well. Joshua Keel, when do you paint typically per model, or do you batch paint jobs? For me, if I'm doing armies or something like that, I'll do a batch every single time. The only time I'll paint an individual is if it's characters or monsters, and I'll go down to an individual on that. But in terms of painting a unit, I'll do them 10 at a time or 5 at a time, and then get them done and then go on to the next one. What about you, Mike?
I sort of follow that way. What I do tend to do is I'll paint one model from start to finish completely first, just to see if I'm happy with the colour scheme.
Yeah.
And then probably move on to batch painting them. I know there is some people where they'll batch paint like 30 models in a go. But I find where I'm comfortable is doing 5, maybe 10 max is where I feel comfortable batch painting.
Yeah, I did 40 zombies once, and I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah, it just zaps out of you I feel if you paint too many in one go.
Definitely. What about you, Rachel? How do you paint?
Yeah, what's your preference, Rachel?
Batch painting. Yeah. I do actually need to start that Sigmar model. I said I'd do it.
You said you'd do it, yeah? You've got 2 weeks left now. You've got to actually pick a model, convert it, and learn to paint at the same time.
Yeah, no pressure.
So if anybody hasn't done Sigmar Showdown yet, feel free to join in. If you've ever painted a model, you're already ahead of Rachel.
So moving swiftly on, Oracle of God is asked, what are you looking forward to at Salute?
Ooh, there's so much stuff. Like we said, for me, it's going around looking at all the different suppliers. First stop was WordForge Games, because we want to see Mark and see what else he's got there, any other sneak peeks. So we're going to have a look at that. I'm also looking at the different ranges, because now I'm out of the Games Workshop bubble. I want to see what else there is, including historical, steampunk looking stuff. I'm literally open to anything. I'm going to go and have a look, and I'm going to see what I can find. And just the main thing is just seeing everybody, because I know there's a bunch of people from our Facebook group and in the community that we're going to meet up. We're going to see Spud, the Wargamer Viking. We're going to meet him, Elster Nation, and a bunch of others. So it's going to be exciting just to meet everybody, I think. What about you, Mike?
Well, I'm still not sure if I'm going currently.
Oh yeah.
But if I am, then I think I'm going to be like a kid in a sweet shop. To be honest, it's going to be everything shiny. I need to go and have a look at that, and I think it's going to be like that all day. But yeah, it's like you said, being out of that GW bubble, it just means there's so many other things to have a look at. Whether it's just models for painting or even different gaming systems.
Yeah, there's just going to be a lot on show. I've never been. Well, none of us have ever been, have we?
No.
So-
I think the only thing we've ever been to that would be similar would be Warhammer Fest, I think.
And this is supposed to be bigger than that, just because of the sheer amount of stalls that are there and just the amount of people that are going to be walking around. It's going to be amazing. Rach, what about you? What are you excited to see tomorrow?
You see, I've actually done the opposite and specifically not looked at anything. Like I've gone on the website and that's about it. But I've tried to avoid seeing what's there, just so I don't get any like preconceptions, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I just want to. I think for me, it's going to be more like the atmosphere and going and checking out a load of new games, taking a load of cash with me so I can go and buy some board games.
What if there's no board games there? What if you, because you haven't looked, what if you turn up and there's no board games?
Well,
Yeah.
there'll be other games. I'm sure there'll be stuff that I'll like.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the closest thing I've ever gone to like this would be the Close Show, and that's amazing. So
I don't think it's the same sort of thing though. Like
so close.
you're going to turn up with no preconceptions and go, "What is this? There's no clothes here. I did not sign up to this. You told me it would be like the clothes show."
I was promised there'd be handbags and shoes.
Wow.
No, I'm expecting it to be that sort of layout though. So
Yeah, that's good then.
but yeah, lots of stuff just to go and do and try out.
Al's put, well, Kebam's put, you guys are so harsh sometimes. Do we really sound that harsh? I think.
Yeah, you're mean.
I think a lot of the time though we sound harsher than we are because we all know what we're like, don't we?
Yeah.
So if it ever seems like bullying for whatever reason, it's not. And actually, you've seen some of the bloopers, you've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff, so you know what I have to put up with and the abuse that I get normally on a daily basis. So I have to give it back sometimes. What else have we got? You just read
You're
that.
trying to justify it.
Trying to justify my evilness. Yeah, I'm just evil. Alwood's put Alwood before batch painting 12 ogres. Be nice to Rachel, guys. Everyone has to be nice to Rachel. She's horrible to me. You don't realise. You don't realise how horrible she is to me.
That was the best bit about that battle report because, like, I sort of did it and then thought, oh no, it's probably a bit too harsh there. And then sort of I think I posted that on Facebook and everyone was like, oh no, did you take it the wrong way?
It's because, you know why? It's because I edited all of the mean stuff out of it. So everything Rachel said that was nasty had been removed. And when it went up, it just looked like she was an angel and I was being horrible to her. It was brilliant stuff. He's also put, I will be doing Sigmar Showdown, promise, but it won't be to the standard you guys are producing.
It's definitely going to be better than what comes out of me, so that's fine.
I'm going to show where I'm up to at the moment because I'm running out of running out of time to get him done. But he's got some colours on him now at least. So I've been working on the skin. I've done like a mutated, tentacly looking arm on his left arm. He needs loads of gore effects. Actually, he's not picking up very well on that camera. You can't see any of the highlighting. That's diabolical. Might have to do more highlighting then.
It'll pick up on like the camera when you take a photo, though, won't it?
Yeah, maybe. I just need to do more.
Oh, that's amazing. So Oric Love God has commented, put in, can you get in trouble for carrying around a magnum of champagne, Rachel? That is a genius idea. Can we just do that? Can we nip to Asda on the way?
Yes. Yeah. If Rachel is being carried for most of tomorrow, you'll realise why. Because she's brought champagne. What else have we got?
It's alright, guys. We stick it to each other on our channel as well. You'll know each other. It's just the way it is. That's from Masterpiece Miniatures.
Yeah. Mark from Wordforge Games has put, Rachel, have you ever thought about designing a game? There you go.
Ooh.
Because Mark's the guy you need to speak to if you want to do designing of games.
I don't know what I'd do, though.
Well, you love your board games. You've played enough
I
of them.
do. Yeah, that's true.
So combined effort of board games with miniatures, you could get some pretty amazing stuff.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Plus, you're really intelligent, so you can work it out. You know, like me, if I was doing a board game, I'd just be like, that sounds cool. That'd be all right. And then it would be broken.
Yeah, people play it and like they're out within the first term.
Yeah.
So, supposed to answer the question, no, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, but that does sound awesome.
Would you do it?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
What would you base it on? And don't say the game of life.
So it'd be like the game of life.
But with
I don't know. I honestly don't
dinosaurs.
know.
Gotta do dinosaurs.
Yeah, so
I'm
not sure. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, Jim Wilson's
this
put
is awesome.
my dad always says it's not bullying, it's character building. This is
Yeah,
true.
I've just read that as well. That's amazing.
Kilda, any tips on painting doing ethereal? Yes, paint it white and then wash it. That's probably the easiest way to do an ethereal model. Or dry brushing it. So you spray it with a white not a white, you spray it with like a grey and then dry brush it a couple of colours. But I would say washing it is definitely going to be the best method for doing ethereal. I did some hex wraiths from the vampire range. What are they called? Were they just vampire range? Vampire counts. That's it. I knew there was another word for it. And I sprayed them white. I washed them with a couple of greens, but thin down the wash. You don't want to do it too thick. So you thin the wash down with about 50% medium, and then cover the whole model of it, and then let it dry. And then if it needs another wash, do that afterwards. Just make sure you let it dry fully, otherwise it will disturb the surface and you'll get some nasty watermarks. Masterpiece Miniatures, I think one of our most popular videos is with me being a total jerk. Sometimes, yeah, brings in viewers. Well, we just have a lot of back and forth, don't we?
Yeah.
What's that? Oracle of God got that whole Lord of Change thing going on, and then you put him in red pants. The Chaos Gods, I'm not impressed. Oracle of God, right? This is the story. If you haven't heard the story already, I'm not going to go into detail, but this was a Sigmarine, or a Sigmar Eternal Stormcast, and he was cast out of Sigmarine land. Azir, I think it's called the Realm of Azir, from the heavens, from Sigmar's heavens, because he'd started to sprout chaos gifts. So he was happy as Larry, flying around the realms, killing chaos, killing everything, in the name of Sigmar. And then one day he got a really nasty chaos face, and he was gifted by the gods. And then he got a Nurgle arm, he got Nurgle scythe, he got these boots. These are not gifted to him from Khorne. He picked these up off a Chaos Warrior. But the idea is that he's been cast out of the heavens. He hasn't been killed because he did such a good job for Sigmar. So Sigmar didn't want to kill him, and he just let him go. And now he's wandering around the realms, killing everything. But the gods, the Chaos Gods, love him so much that they keep on giving him gifts. So he looks pretty hideous.
But you're not going to get into the whole story, are you, Sam?
I don't normally do story either. I just thought that would be quite cool. Oh no, I just dropped the big guy.
I did like that you wrote it all down on your computer as well. That was kind of adorable.
I haven't looked back at it, actually. That was that night that we shall not speak of. I'd be jumping in as many... Masterpiece Minutes, how do you determine which armies to showcase in your battle reports? Is there a decision-making process? Whatever we've got. That's the decision-making process. At the minute, we are limited because I sell all of my armies or give them away. So I ended up pretty much starting with nothing. I don't even have a 40k army at the moment. I mean, I've got Eldar, but I wouldn't count them as an army that I enjoy playing with. So when the 8th edition is released, I'm starting a new 40k army for that. And we're going to do a bunch of small 1,000 point forces that we can then play battle reports with and then expand them. One thing for the channel that we're trying to do is have a mix of armies in every game type. We don't want to end up having like a 5,000 point Chaos army and just playing, well, actually saying that I might do it with Chaos. Okay, 5,000 point Eldar army.
Bad example.
Yeah, Eldar army and just playing Eldar every single week. We want to have a good mix. So the reason I picked Chaos is I can do a Nurgle force, a Tzeentch force, a Khorne. You know, I can go around all the different gods and then I can do 1,000 point forces of them and expand them after I've done that. And the other reason is I get bored, so it's good to have a mix of stuff. Rachel, you've got your Seraphon, haven't you? But you've gone for the 3,000 point everything available in your list.
Yeah, basically it was let's have 2 of everything and then I can mix and match. Which I think is quite sensible because then you don't need to buy multiple armies. You can just have one big army and keep switching them up. And Seraphon's brilliant for that because a lot of it is quite small points or like there's a lot of combinations that you can do. It just works. So like if you've got say 40 or 50 points left over, you can still stick another like battle line in there or something. I think skinks are only like 50 or 60 points, if that. They're like hardly anything.
I struggle with Iron Jaws because the battle line are 180 points for every battle line. There's no leeway. There's no small unit in the Iron Jaws, and the characters are all. One of them's 80 points. That's the War Chanter. But then the Shaman's 120. The Mega Boss is 140. There's not much choice for the Iron Jaws. So for me, I've done a 2,000 point army, and I'm not going to do any more than that.
The best part was though, Sam wasn't upset about how much I was spending on my Seraphon army or even how much he had to get painted. It was the fact that they wouldn't fit neatly in one case. That was the issue.
Yeah, but that's standard. You know, I should work for KR Multicase just because. I went through. I was doing the box for Dave, wasn't I? I spent like an hour and a half going through all of his heresy collection and how he could manage to fit it all into a double case, and he was amazed. But I love doing that. I love going through the case websites and seeing what you can fit into one, and then being really happy when you manage to fit it all into something tiny. It's great. Oh, look at this. Oric Lovegod, do you think you are going to do any of the Walking Dead All-Out War stuff? Rachel, what's being released tomorrow as our unboxing video at 8 o'clock in the evening?
Is it the Walking Dead All-Out War by any chance?
Oh,
Sam?
it is, Rachel.
Yeah, so we've got an unboxing of that, and then I've agreed to paint up the zombies, and Sam's going to paint up the main characters.
All the survivors.
We're actually going to... Yeah. And then we're going to video is having a game of that as well.
You're going to read the rules first, because I don't do rules.
No, I'll sort the rules out, that's fine.
Just don't lie. Just make sure you tell me the rules properly.
We'll figure it out as we're going along.
Yeah, okay.
People love that.
We'll start with a co-op game, because what we didn't realise is the Walking Dead game can be played as a co-op game, as a head-to-head game, and by yourself. So when Rachel decides that she wants to keep playing the game and I've had enough, she can then carry on playing the game as a solo thing, which is quite interesting.
I don't think I'm going to do that, Sam.
Nah. Masterpiece Miniatures. One of my friends just purchased a Seraphon army. What are some of your favourite combinations of units in that army?
Well, I haven't had the chance really to try too many combinations. I did quite like Engine of the Gods. I think I stuck him next to Croak and he got some kind of buff. Oh, that was it. That was awesome. So normally with Engine of the Gods, you get to roll 2 dice, and whatever you roll, essentially something happens. But if you stick him next to a hero, you get a 3rd dice, and basically just choose whichever other way around. I've completely messed that up. It's 3 dice, and with a hero you get an extra 4, and if it adds up to, you add up 3 dice basically. Because if you get 18, for example, so if you roll 3 6s, you basically get a whole turn again, and it's just your turn. It's not the opponent's turn.
So there's a combination where you can potentially get another turn.
Yeah, and that
That's
is
cool.
awesome.
When you started talking about numbers, I switched off.
Yeah, no, I imagine most people do. But yeah, no, so I haven't had a chance to try too many, but that was pretty cool because actually there was, I think, 2 occasions where I nearly managed to do it, and especially with Croak's re-rolls as well, because with Croak you can basically re-roll any dice up to a certain number. So yeah, I gave that a go, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Croak, that Destiny dice Croak ability thing is really good.
Yeah, I love that.
Especially just having Croak. Forget combinations for Seraphon. Just putting Croak in the list is a really good choice, just because you get the 3 dice. You've got a potential to get 3 rerolls, and you can save it until a crucial point, like rolling for priority. And that's what you
like
you
rolling
try
for
and do.
your bravery to try and save Croak. You can do that.
Yeah.
And then roll another 5.
Yeah, we're not here to spoil battle reports, Rachel.
Good point.
Kablams. Oh no, there's another one above. What is your favourite AOS army? Crowder says. Mine currently is Iron Jaws, and my favourite model is the Mega Boss. So that's me.
What about you, Mike? You haven't said much.
I'll just letting you two go at it. For me, it'd be my Skaven. Yeah, I'm still currently working on painting them all. There's quite a bit to do. So hopefully I'll have them done soon and use them in some battle reports. But I am loving the Storm Fiends in this, which is partly what I've used in my Sigmar Showdown model as well. Is a Storm Fiend which has been given another set of arms, courtesy of Sam. And then the green stuff I'm doing is just currently trying to add some more muscle in from where the arms have been stuck on, and then green stuff in some pipes to actually fill.
It's going to be impressive when it's done, though. Like, you've got a lot of really cool looking models in that Skaven army.
It's just going to take me a while to get them done.
Yeah, but you are speeding up with it now.
Gradually, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good. Right, what else have we got? Kiblams, I'm a huge fan of KR. One of my best performing old videos is a tray guide I filmed years ago. Yeah, definitely. I mean, KR is amazing. There's other stuff I've not tried. Battle Foam, they've been recommended. But because I've got KR, everything's KR at the moment, I'm a bit reluctant to go into a different brand because I know what KR does and I like it. I just get the cheaper cardboard boxes and stick the foam in those. But I think I've convinced Rachel that as soon as they get the big aluminium case in stock, which fits 4 standard size KR cases, we'll be buying that because we want to start going to tournaments and events, and we'll be taking the armies with us. So rather than having a cardboard box, even though it is water resistant and damage resistant to a point, having a nice big aluminium case to keep it in will be a much better way of transporting it.
Sam, what makes you think you've convinced me exactly?
I said
what gives you that idea?
I said, can I buy it? And you didn't say no. That's as good as being convinced as I'm ever going to get.
Right, okay.
Oracle of God, there isn't really much in the current AOS Oracle armies. I have 2,500 points of Bone Splitters and probably only 4 units. Yeah, Iron Jaws in particular, there's Gorgrunter, the cavalry, you've got Ard Boys as the main horde unit, which isn't really a horde, you go really up to 10, 20, and Brutes, which is the elite battle line unit. So you've got 3 battle lines to choose from, and then you've got 1 Gargantuan, or 1 Behemoth, which is the Maw Crusher, and that's got your hero on it. And after that you've got a Shaman and a Chanter. So you've got 4 heroes to pick from and 3 other units. So there isn't a huge amount of choice in Iron Jaws either. However, they are amazing, and I love Brutes and I love the Mega Boss, and I'm just going to keep using them.
See, that's what I do like about Seraphon though. Like, there are so many combinations that you can try because there's so many different like units and things like that. But also, like I say, some of them are really small points, so actually you can sort of mix and match quite a lot. Because it does. Oracle of Gods made a good point actually. Their Croak is about 600 points. I think it's 540. So it's quite difficult to put into a 1,000-point list. And I'm actually quite looking forward to trying taking him out and trying a battalion instead.
Yeah.
And seeing how that goes.
Well, the other thing as well is most armies have got at least 1 big monster or big creature. So for me, for the Iron Jaws, I have my Maw Crusher. So if you play Croak, I'll put the Maw Crusher in so that it's a balanced thing. If I took 540 points or whatever equivalent of normal Iron Jaws, I would probably kill Croak with it.
Yeah.
But to make it a fair and fun game, if somebody takes a big monster, I'll generally try and take a big monster as well. Apart from, the next battle report, I think it's going to be released this Sunday, which is an Age of Sigmar game between myself and Matt Pink. He's got his Khorne army and I'm using my Iron Jaws. He brought Scarbrand and I didn't take the Maw Crusher. So that's the first time where I've not taken a big monster against somebody who has. So that's going to be on the premium part of the website on Sunday. Really good battle report. It was interesting how it went. It's worth watching it anyway. It was a bit of fun. So we'll see what happens next time against his Khorne army, because he missed a few rules, and I think if he learned some more rules as well, he would have dominated some combats more than others. What else have we got? I'm looking Baylert. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm looking at your Iron Jaws at the moment. Good looking models. What did you use for the blood on their weapons? Thank you for checking that out. The weapons is the blood effects is Tamiya Clear Red X27 is the name of the paint, with old Games Workshop black ink, and that's what I use for all of my blood effects. And I'm going to do a quick tutorial on using the 2 of those together. But if you haven't got the old black ink from Games Workshop, head on to eBay or Amazon. You might even be able to pick it up on there, and it's fairly cheap. But if you can't get the Games Workshop ink, either use some other alternative or maybe thinning down a bad and black. Just mixing some sort of black into the Tamiya Clear Red to dull it down and make it look a little bit more gory. And then I just get an old brush and drag it against the weapons to make it look like splattered blood. I love doing blood effects though, it's great. And the other thing is using Yoo-hoo glue to stretch blood gore effects.
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout! That had to be done. I'm sorry, Sam, carry on.
Another one is cotton wool. You can get cotton wool and paint that with red and stretch that out to make it look like blood effects. There's quite a lot you can do with blood, and there's a lot of interesting different techniques, but I'll do some videos on those. Masterpiece Miniatures. Ironjaws are a heavily committed hybridized force where each unit is meant to support multiple roles. They're pretty difficult to play with, but I know several people who do them very well. Yes. And learning all of the rules as well, because if you use brutes, they get rerolls to hit if you're attacking anything with 4 or more wounds. So you want to charge them against the characters and the big behemoth creatures, and they just absolutely decimate them. However, they're not even that bad against infantry. Without getting rerolls to hit, they're still great. And if you put a mega boss near to them, if they're within 5 inches of a mega boss, you get rerolls to hit of 1s. So you're still getting some rerolls, but just keeping the mega boss near the brutes is incredible. And on top of that, you've got the mega boss's command ability, which is brilliant. If you roll equal to or less than the number of units that are within 10 inches of you, Ironjaw units, you get an extra attack on every single one of their units' weapons, which is brilliant. So there's some really cool combinations with Ironjaws that you can do. How did you paint the fur on the gore grunters? It doesn't look like dry brushing. It was dry brushing, but it was more like a wet brush. So the same sort of technique, but having a little bit more paint on your brush so that you don't get the dustiness. And then doing some, I think I did two coats of washes afterwards to blend the dry brushing or the wet brushing together, but making sure that you mix medium into the wash so it doesn't leave watermarks and doesn't look nasty. What else? There's so many chats today. It's brilliant. Some armies don't have a big E. Yeah, fair enough. Some of them don't. I think once they start fleshing the armies out and releasing new armies, every one of them will have a big creature of some sort that they can go to. So even like if you pick Chaos, one of the smaller factions, say if you pick Khorne, oh no, they've got Bloodthirster. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is if you pick a small faction, their Grand Alliance will generally have a bigger monster that you can pick from or something like that. I got the Vallejo inks and tried that effect. The consistency is tricky though, thank you. Yeah, normally 50-50, mixing 50-50 black ink with the red. And the other thing that works with the blood effects is letting the paint dry a little bit, and it goes almost like dried blood. It gets all sticky and nasty, and then you can put it onto the model afterwards. Rachel.
What? Someone got the Frozen reference.
So Kablams has said favourite part of the Frozen film. What was it, Rachel?
What, the part of the Frozen film?
Yeah, which part?
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout!
That bit. And then Rachel's put, I literally spent 3 days once trying to tell Sam a knock-knock joke through Facebook with that as the punchline, and it was worth it. Yeah, I've started ignoring Rachel on Facebook. She's at work.
If I say knock knock, he just ignores it now.
Yeah, I know when she's on a lunch break at work because there'll be some daft knock knock joke coming through. Right, I think we've gone on for an hour now. It's been an entertaining one as always. It's been brilliant with everybody. You got me, Rachel. All I had to try. It's been great. Sorry that it was a bit late today. Normally it's 8 o'clock dead on that we try to do our content and our releases. After this is released, I'm going to do the Star Knights Solar Crusade video. It's a 5-minute video on the sneak preview of what you're going to be able to see tomorrow at Salute. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who likes these videos. It's nice when people like it and leave us comments. Thank you for sharing the channel, and thank you even more for subscribing to us. It's incredible how many people are enjoying what we're doing, and it makes it all the worthwhile. It makes me not sleep so I can continue to produce content. Website, there's obviously more stuff going up every week. The battle report on Sunday is going to be a really good one to watch out, so make a free account over there. If you pay for premium, that's what supports us. We don't do any advertising or anything like that, and we don't really want to. We want to try and be sufficient on providing everybody with content, and that being the only way that we continue to do this. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. Thanks, Mike, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for joining us.
That's all right, partway through.
Partway through.
And hopefully we'll see some people at Salute tomorrow.
Hopefully we'll see a lot of people at Salute, and we will do some live stuff so that anybody who can't get to Salute will be able to see it through us. We will be your eyes. So thank you for joining. Thank you for everyone who's joining the chat, and we will see you all probably tomorrow. It's not going to be long, is it? We will see you all soon. See you in a bit.
Bye.
See ya.